Number 40, the wood frog. This remarkable little creature survives temperatures as low as -13 degrees Fahrenheit by allowing its body to literally freeze solid, suspending all heartbeat, blood flow, and brain activity until spring returns. Wood frogs produce glucose as a natural antifreeze that floods their cells, protecting tissues from ice crystal damage during months of complete frozen dormancy. Number 39, the Antarctic midge. The Antarctic midge, the continent's largest purely terrestrial animal, endures temperatures plunging to -31 degrees Fahrenheit and loses up to 70% of its body water without dying. Antarctic midges spend most of their 2-year lifespan as larvae frozen beneath rocks and soil on the most hostile continent on Earth. Number 38, the painted turtle, buried beneath frozen pond mud. This cold-blooded reptile survives temperatures around -4 degrees Fahrenheit by absorbing trace amounts of oxygen directly through its skin from the surrounding water. Painted turtles essentially breathe through their skin during winter, a process called cloacal bursirespiration, making them one of nature's most unexpected cold weather survivors. Number 37, the common garter snake, gathering in enormous communal dens called hibernacula, sometimes holding tens of thousands of individuals. The common garter snake endures ambient temperatures down to roughly -2 degrees Fahrenheit. Common garter snakes emerge in massive writhing masses during spring thaws, one of the most dramatic wildlife spectacles found in cold North American regions. Number 36, the tardigrade, measuring less than a millimeter in length. This microscopic animal enters a state called cryptobiosis and can endure temperatures as low as -458 degrees Fahrenheit, approaching absolute zero. Tardigrades retract their legs, expel water, and form a near-indestructible barrel shape known as a tun, surviving conditions that would obliterate virtually every other life form on the planet. Number 35, the Arctic ground squirrel, the only known warm-blooded mammal capable of allowing its core body temperature to drop below freezing. The Arctic ground squirrel survives hibernation temperatures of approximately -3 degrees Fahrenheit in its underground burrow. Arctic ground squirrels periodically shiver violently during hibernation to rewarm their brains, spending weeks cycling between deep cold torpor and brief recovery periods throughout the long Arctic winter. Number 34, the Siberian salamander, found across the frozen taiga and permafrost zones of northeastern Asia. The Siberian salamander can remain frozen in permafrost for years and survive ambient temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Siberian salamanders produce glycerol in their blood that acts as antifreeze, making them one of the only vertebrates capable of surviving prolonged deep freezing and reviving completely unharmed. Number 33, the springtail. These tiny six-legged arthropods found on Arctic and Antarctic snowfields survive temperatures reaching -40 degrees Fahrenheit by producing specialized antifreeze proteins that prevent their internal fluids from crystallizing. Springtails launch themselves into the air using a spring-loaded appendage beneath their abdomen when threatened, and can be found actively moving across snowfields in some of the coldest inhabited places on Earth. Number 32, the icefish, living in the frigid Southern Ocean surrounding Antarctica. The icefish survives water temperatures as low as 28 degrees Fahrenheit, water that would freeze the blood of most other fish on the planet. Icefish have evolved transparent, antifreeze-laced blood that entirely lacks hemoglobin, making them the only known vertebrates to live without functional red blood cells. Number 31, the ribbon seal, inhabiting the freezing pack ice of the Bering and Okhotsk seas. The ribbon seal tolerates water and air temperatures consistently below 0 degrees Fahrenheit during the deep winter months. Ribbon seals are distinguished by dramatic white banded markings across their dark bodies and spend much of their lives on drifting sea ice far from shore. Number 30, the snow leopard, prowling mountain ranges at elevations above 18,000 feet where temperatures drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The snow leopard wraps its extraordinarily long, thick tail around its face like a scarf while resting to protect against frostbite. Snow leopards have enlarged nasal cavities that warm frigid mountain air before it reaches their lungs, an elegant anatomical adaptation for surviving some of the coldest and most oxygen-thin habitats on Earth. Number 29, the wolverine, roaming boreal forests and Arctic tundra where temperatures fall well below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The wolverine generates remarkable body heat and possesses fur that repels frost and ice crystals, making it function like a natural insulating shell. Wolverines travel up to 15 miles per day across deep snow, powered by a metabolism and muscular endurance that defies their relatively compact size. Number 28, the snowy owl. Equipped with one of the densest feather coats of any bird species, the snowy owl thrives on the open Arctic tundra in temperatures that regularly reach -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Snowy owls have feathers covering their feet and talons, a feature unique among North American owls that provides critical insulation while standing on frozen ground during long polar hunts. Number 27, the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox endures temperatures as low as -58 degrees Fahrenheit without entering any form of torpor or hibernation, relying entirely on its dense multi-layered fur coat for thermal regulation. Arctic foxes change their coat from brown in summer to pure white in winter, blending seamlessly with snow-covered landscapes while their round body shape minimizes heat-radiating surface area. Number 26, the ptarmigan. This ground-dwelling bird survives Arctic and subarctic winters with temperatures plunging to -40 degrees Fahrenheit by burrowing directly into snowdrifts to escape wind chill and retain body warmth overnight. Ptarmigans grow feathers on the soles of their feet each winter, creating natural snowshoes that improve traction on ice and provide insulation against frozen ground. Number 25, the musk ox. Standing firm against Arctic blizzards in temperatures below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The musk ox possesses a double-layered coat consisting of a coarse outer guard hair layer and a soft, dense inner wool called kiviat that is 8 times warmer than sheep's wool. Musk oxen form tight defensive circles when threatened by predators, pressing their massive bodies together to share warmth and present a wall of horns to any approaching wolves. Number 24, the caribou. Migrating across vast Arctic and subarctic landscapes in temperatures reaching -40 degrees Fahrenheit, the caribou has hollow hair shafts that trap air and dramatically improve insulation while also contributing to their buoyancy when swimming. Caribou noses contain a complex network of blood vessels that warm inhaled Arctic air before it enters the lungs while simultaneously recovering heat from exhaled breath to prevent dangerous heat loss. Number 23, the beluga whale. Living in Arctic and subarctic waters that regularly drop below 28 degrees Fahrenheit, the beluga whale maintains warmth through a layer of blubber up to 5 inches thick surrounding its entire body. Beluga whales can change the shape of their forehead, a structure called the melon, which is thought to play a role in echolocation focusing as they navigate beneath sea ice in near total darkness. Number 22, the harp seal. Pups of the harp seal are born directly onto sea ice in temperatures that can reach -22 degrees Fahrenheit. Possessing a thick white Lanago fur coat that is replaced by adult blubber as they rapidly gain weight on rich mother's milk, harp seals can slow their heart rate dramatically while diving, redirecting blood flow away from the extremities to preserve warmth around the vital core organs during long cold water hunts. Number 21, the polar bear. Roaming Arctic sea ice in temperatures as low as -50 degrees Fahrenheit, the polar bear possesses black skin beneath a coat of hollow, transparent guard hairs that channel heat from sunlight directly toward the body's surface. Polar bears have feet measuring up to 12 inches across, acting as natural snowshoes and paddles, enabling them to move silently across ice and swim enormous distances between ice floes in search of ringed seals. Number 20, the Weddell seal. Residing closer to the South Pole than any other mammal, the Weddell seal survives Antarctic conditions with their temperatures dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit by spending the majority of its time in relatively warmer water beneath the ice. Weddell seals maintain their breathing holes through thick sea ice by sawing the edges with their teeth, wearing them down significantly over a lifetime of Arctic winter survival. Number 19, the narwhal. The narwhal navigates dense Arctic pack ice and icy waters reaching 28 degrees Fahrenheit or below, surviving through a thick blubber layer that can account for up to 40% of its total body weight. Narwhals possess a spiraled ivory tusk that can reach 10 feet in length, and recent research suggests it may function as a sensory organ capable of detecting subtle changes in water temperature and salinity beneath the ice. Number 18, the emperor penguin. Breeding on open Antarctic sea ice in temperatures that plunge to -76 degrees Fahrenheit and wind chills exceeding -100 degrees Fahrenheit. The emperor penguin produces chicks in conditions no other bird on Earth would attempt. Emperor penguins huddle in rotating masses of thousands of individuals, with each bird cycling inward to the warm center and outward to the frigid edge over time, ensuring the entire colony survives the long polar winter night. Number 17, the bowhead whale. Living exclusively in Arctic and subarctic waters year-round, the bowhead whale enjoys ice-covered seas at temperatures around 28 degrees Fahrenheit and has been documented using its massive, reinforced skull to break through ice up to 2 feet thick. Bowhead whales are believed to live over 200 years, making them among the longest-lived mammals on Earth, and carry old stone harpoon tips in their blubber from hunting attempts more than a century ago. Number 16, the walrus, hauling out on Arctic sea ice in temperatures reaching -22 degrees Fahrenheit. The walrus relies on a blubber layer up to 6 inches thick that insulates its enormous body against both cold water and bitter air. Walruses can slow circulation to their skin surface in cold water, causing their skin to appear pale or white, and then rapidly increase blood flow when on land to release excess heat, turning the skin a dramatic rosy pink. Number 15, the moose, surviving boreal and subarctic winters with temperatures dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The moose has a hollow hair coat that traps air in insulating pockets across its entire massive body. Moose wade into deep snow without floundering due to their exceptionally long legs, and dissipate excess body heat through their enormous nose, which contains a dense network of heat exchange blood vessels. Number 14, the grey wolf, ranging across Arctic tundra and subarctic forests in temperatures as low as -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The grey wolf has a 2-layered fur system with a water-repellent outer coat and a dense, woolly undercoat that traps warm air against the skin. Grey wolves can travel over 30 miles in a single day across frozen terrain, hunting in coordinated packs that use strategy and endurance to exhaust prey across landscapes of deep, crusted snow. Number 13, the Dall sheep, living on exposed Arctic and subarctic mountain slopes in Alaska where temperatures plunge below -30 degrees Fahrenheit. The Dall sheep navigates ice-covered rocky terrain on hooves with hard outer edges and soft inner pads that grip like climbing shoes. Dall sheep grow thick winter wool beneath their outer coat and spend winters foraging on windswept ridgelines where snow is blown thin enough to reveal the dried grasses and sedges they depend on for survival. Number 12, the Siberian tiger, inhabiting the snow-covered forests of the Russian Far East where temperatures reach -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The Siberian tiger has longer, thicker fur than any other tiger subspecies. Along with a generous layer of subcutaneous fat across the flanks and belly, Siberian tigers have exceptionally wide paws that function as natural snowshoes, allowing them to move silently through deep snow while stalking prey including elk and wild boar across vast frozen territories. Number 11, the Greenland shark, dwelling in the icy depths of the Arctic and North Atlantic Oceans at water temperatures between 28 and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. The Greenland shark moves with extraordinary slowness, its metabolism operating at a pace matched almost nowhere else in the animal kingdom. Greenland sharks are believed to live over 400 years, making them the longest-lived vertebrate animals known to science, reaching sexual maturity only after approximately 150 years of slow cold water growth. Number 10, the reindeer, found across Arctic and subarctic regions of Eurasia where temperatures fall to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. The reindeer has a nose so anatomically specialized that it warms inhaled air from -40 to body temperature in milliseconds. Recovering nearly 80% of respiratory heat, reindeer are the only deer species in which both males and females grow antlers, and they can see ultraviolet light, an adaptation that helps them spot lichen, predators, and urine trails in snow-reflected UV light invisible to human eyes. Number 9, the orca, ranging into frigid Arctic and Antarctic waters where sea temperatures hover near 28 degrees Fahrenheit. The orca maintains its core temperature through a powerful circulatory heat exchange system in its fins and flukes that prevents dangerous heat loss to icy water. Orcas are apex predators in every ocean on Earth, coordinating hunts with culturally transmitted techniques passed from generation to generation, making them among the most intelligent and ecologically dominant animals in cold seas. Number 8, the Steller sea lion, inhabiting the cold North Pacific and Bering Sea coasts where water temperatures fall below 35 degrees Fahrenheit. The Steller sea lion is the largest of all sea lion species, with males reaching over 10 feet in length and weighing up to 2,500 pounds. Steller sea lions rely on thick blubber and a coarse outer fur layer for insulation in frigid water, hauling out in large groups on rocky outcrops and sea ice along some of the world's most turbulent and freezing coastlines. Number 7. The bison. Enduring Great Plains and boreal winters with temperatures plummeting to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, the bison has a massive, heavily furred head and front quarters designed to swing side to side like a plow. Clearing deep snow to expose the grasses beneath, bison can smell vegetation buried under 2 feet of snow, and their thick, shaggy coat is so well insulating that snow accumulates on their backs without melting, revealing just how little heat escapes through their winter fur. Number 6. The musk deer. Surviving winters in the high-altitude conifer forests of Siberia and Central Asia where temperatures fall below -40 degrees Fahrenheit, the musk deer is a solitary and remarkably elusive animal with hind legs longer than its front legs. Built for bounding across steep icy slopes, musk deer possess a gland in the abdomen of males that produces one of the most valuable natural substances on Earth, a waxy secretion used historically in perfume manufacturing, making this cold-adapted creature one of the most heavily poached animals in Asia. Number 5. The snowy sheathbill. The only land bird native to Antarctica, the snowy sheathbill survives conditions with wind chills reaching below -76 degrees Fahrenheit by scavenging relentlessly across penguin colonies, stealing food, eggs, and carcasses with brazen efficiency. Snowy sheathbills have no webbing between their toes, unlike virtually all other Antarctic birds, and depend entirely on sheer behavioral adaptability and opportunistic feeding rather than specialization to outlast the world's most brutal winter. Number 4. The Arctic hare. Living on the open tundra of the high Arctic where temperatures drop to -40 degrees Fahrenheit and vegetation is nearly absent for months, the Arctic hare has shorter ears than any other hare species to minimize heat loss from exposed skin. Arctic hares sometimes gather in groups of hundreds to huddle against the wind, and individuals have been observed standing upright on their hind legs for extended periods scanning for predators across vast, featureless snowfields. Number 3. The stoat, also known as the short-tailed weasel. The stoat survives Arctic winters with temperatures below -40 degrees Fahrenheit by turning completely white in winter camouflage while maintaining a ferociously high metabolism that demands it consume up to 40% of its body weight in food every single day. Stoats are pound for pound among the most aggressive and fearless predators on Earth, regularly pursuing and killing prey many times their own size through sheer tenacity and explosive speed across icy terrain. Number 2. The sperm whale. Diving into near-freezing deep ocean waters approaching 35 degrees Fahrenheit in Arctic and Antarctic regions, the sperm whale descends to depths exceeding 7,000 feet, where crushing pressure and absolute cold darkness define the environment. Sperm whales possess the largest brain of any animal that has ever lived on Earth and produce the most powerful biological sound in nature. A focused click used for echolocation that is loud enough to stun or kill prey in the freezing abyss. Blue whales reach lengths of up to 100 feet and weigh as much as 200 tons, consuming up to 4 tons of krill in a single day during polar feeding seasons, and their low-frequency calls travel thousands of miles through the coldest ocean waters on the planet, making them not only the largest cold-weather animal alive, but the largest animal that has ever graced the Earth.